evening. I'd like to call the Tuesday, April 5th, 2016 City of Oldsmar City Council meeting to order. If you will please rise for our invocation and our pledge that will be led by our City Attorney, Mr. Tom Trask.
Our Heavenly Father, we meet to serve our community, to use our resources wisely and well, to represent all members of our community fairly, and to make decisions that promote the common good. We recognize our responsibility to the past and the future, as well as the rights and needs of both the individual and our community. As trusted servants, we seek blessings on our deliberations and our efforts here today. May we act wisely and well. This we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and once again, welcome. Our first item tonight is our Citizens Open Forum. It allows you to address the council. We only have a couple rules: that you keep it to no more than 5 minutes. You state your name and address clearly for the record, and there's no public hearing, so you can address anything that's on tonight's agenda. Having said that, anybody on this side of the room? That answered that.
Lynn Reeves, Leisure Services Director, and this is Catherine Flanagan. She's the new Park Superintendent, and the Mayor and Council. And she's been here almost 2 months.
Oh, wow.
Getting close.
Good,
So you'll see her around if you haven't already.
good. Where do you come from? Where do you hail from?
Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, very nice, very nice, good.
Last worked in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh, very nice, good. Well, welcome. We're a great city, you'll find out.
Yeah, it is wonderful. I have family in Tampa, and I love it.
Oh, good, good.
So
Well,
it's
welcome.
great.
I'm sure we'll run into you many times, so welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else on that side of the room? Anybody on this side of the room like to address council? Yep, Jerry? Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Jerry Cousin up there, Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, 101 State Street West. I want to thank the city and for all the cooperation we had in the Centennial Committee for Oldsmar days and nights. I think everybody's been there, had a really great time. Had one bad day Saturday, which that's the one big disappointment for me. We put so much time into that parade and we had to cancel that thing. You know, I think about when you're young, so you have a little lightning, you're invincible.
Yep.
When you're old, you don't care if you get hit. But, you know, so I would have went with the campaign anyhow. But one thing we did is, which we didn't get to do, so I'm going to do some of that tonight. We got very nice Centennial ribbons for everybody in the parade, so I'm going to give them out to everybody who tried. At any rate, I see Leo's here, and if we missed anybody within that, Leo, let me know, because I got some additional ones. We did go over to Holiday Inn and give as many out as we could, but I want to give them out to some of the participants that were in there. We're in there also, and we have talked about it, and I haven't talked to Leo yet about trying to arrange. Obviously, it won't be as big, but try to arrange a parade for Celebrate Oldsmar. So
November 4th.
yes, I don't know whether you guys would be interested in pulling what we can together on that.
More than glad to talk to you.
Oh.
Probably get a few of them together, but you won't get them from me.
Oh no, we won't. We'll never be able to reconstruct what we had, but
Yeah.
but that's okay. But one thing I will tell you that the one I was thinking is most disappointed is we had that centenarian Grand Marshal riding with Tom Rowe, and Tom Rowe said he's going on the parade route anyhow.
Yeah.
So he did take Ed Stacy, so that was good.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but it was getting dangerous, so.
Here's a ribbon.
Thank you.
You only get one of these every 100 years. Jerry has one for you and me.
That's his second one.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that.
Keep me to that.
We have to wear, should we wear these tonight?
There you go.
Thanks, Jerry. Thank you very
I
much.
never won any beauty pageants or anything.
Sure.
Don't hold your breath.
I'm not.
Wow, cutting you right through.
Can I indicate that Eric's my vice mayor now? Oh, okay, thanks. I wasn't sure if you were done. You just kind of wandering around like Janice Miller. I thought you were pulling a Janice on us. Yep, next, go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Scott Gangler. I stay at 6230 Savannah Breeze Court in Tampa, Florida. The reason why I'm approaching the council today is just to identify myself. I've been chosen as a selector for a committee that we have chosen the name for, Horse Trails for Mobley Bay Preserve. Part of what our intentions are is to address the council and find out what we need to do to be put on the agenda. We are taking certain steps to move forward with possibly exercising the fact of having trails opened up in the preserve. Some of what we've done is we have started a petition in the local community. We have reached out to USF and University of Tampa to possibly get one of their ecological research recommitted and a new study done on the preserves itself for the impact of horse trails in the preserve. That would kind of update the information that you guys already have done from 2002, I believe. I can also say, Mr. Seidel, your makeup looks amazing tonight. Some of the other things that we've done is we have started a survey to show you guys that there are people that are interested within the community. I know there was a survey done previously by the council that in later years that was not seen as horse trails being a big influence or a need within the community. And we hope to show you guys that that has changed. I understand 12 years ago, an ordinance was put into place that stated that no more horses in the preserves. And I can respect that due to the fact that at the time, horses were being viewed as encroaching on the natural habitat of the preserves. Maybe the time has come that that's changed and that's no longer more true than or necessary for the area. There is, and I do have a copy of a natural preserve that encompasses, 9 different distinct ecosystems to Florida. It's over in Orlando. It's one of the largest tourist areas in the state of Florida, which is Orlando. And we understand that there's a zip line going in. And part of our hope is to find a way to coexist because this Forever Florida has zip lines as well and is a large tourist attraction over there in Orlando. So we are a committee that has been formed to hopefully work with you guys in the right direction to have horse trails opened up for the public within the Mobley Bay Preserve.
Thank you. Is this a committee that has been authorized by Horsepower for Kids nonprofit?
It has not been authorized by Horsepower for Kids. This is a committee of residents of Oldsmar as well as other people, including myself, that live or come within the city of Oldsmar.
I just wanted to try and get the connection and see where we were.
Yeah, I mean, there are people that do work with Horsepower for Kids that have interest in, supporting this and working with us to make sure that we can try and get the public access to horse trails within the preserve.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
what is behind you coming here about this at this time?
I just wanted to address the council and let you guys know I was at the last meeting. I did attend the last meeting, and I did listen to what was addressed at the meeting. And part of what was addressed was that we needed to contact the leisure board.
Who is we?
The people that were in attendance at the meeting from you members of the council addressed the fact that we needed to contact.
So this is part of the Armandos?
Not directly, sir, no. It's people that live within the city of Oldsmar as well as people that live outside the city of Oldsmar that do travel.
Well, this was instigated by this meeting that we had a couple weeks ago that you're coming up here now.
Yes, sir.
Are you guys meeting, or, is there, you're going to be
We meet
coming?
twice a month.
Okay. And then you're just planning on coming to address the council with different findings that you have? Or are you engaging with this, some of the, leisure services department here at the city?
We intend on engaging with leisure services. I wanted to address the council formally first, make ourselves known to you as a formed committee for the public to address getting horse trails for the public at the preserves before we continued on with reaching out and let you know some of the steps that we have taken on our own to try and combat maybe some of the issues that were addressed previously in previous years, as well as some of the issues that were addressed at the previous meeting a few weeks ago.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
For coming.
Yep.
Problem.
Anybody else like to address the council? Seeing no one, will close the citizens' open forum. Next is the mayor's minute. Couple things, some recaps. The Centennial Dinner Dance Thursday, March 31st, 6 p.m. at Nielsen was a great success. I think I've never seen Bruce dance so much in all my life.
May never again.
Yeah, may never again. But it was great fun. Jerry, your group and everybody, the whole Centennial Committee, and not just yourself, but everybody involved did a great job. Well attended, and I heard nothing but positive things from it. The Oldsmobile Show, Friday, April 1st from 4 to 8 on State Street. It was a free event with the Jolly Trolley, and that was great. I took a ride up and checked out some of the cars, and it looked like a lot of people were, participating, coming back and forth. Also, obviously the 55th annual Oldsmar Days and Nights, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think Friday was the biggest Friday we've had. Of course, Saturday we had a little bit of a hiccup with the rain in the morning, but it still wound up being a great day. And then Sunday was just, of course, over the top. It was bigger than Friday and Saturday combined. So hats off to everybody that did that. Our upcoming events is the Mayor's Challenge for Water Conservation. The flyers are are they outside or are they at the outside? And water conservation to save water and be entered to win hundreds of prizes. But last year, the city of Oldsmar ranked 5th nationally in cities of our size. So go to our website, myoldsmar.com, and you can find information on that. Also, Fill the Boot Drive, that is this coming Saturday, 9 to 2 p.m., Oldsmar Flea Market Fire Rescue Relay for Life. We raised a lot of money last year, so if you're out in the area, stop by and donate and check out the flea market, maybe get you some elephant ears and onion rings and things like that. Our Oldsmar Cup is then Sunday. It's a day at the races, Sunday, April 10th, Tampa Day Downs. Free admission for all Oldsmar residents. All you got to do is show an ID with an Oldsmar address. And as I mentioned to Ann, this is a chance for East Lake Woodlands to actually feel what it's like to be a part of the city, because we'll let them in for free as well. And anybody can join us in the Winners' Cup for that event. This morning, I attended with Deb, Leadership Pinellas, also Dan Saraki was there to find out about that. That's a great program, and they're on a recruitment program, so got to do some of that. And also, it was on Saturday morning at the parade, we got a commendation from, I won't read it, but it was really nice, from this, Hillsborough County for commendation for our 100th year celebration for the city of Oldsmar. So that was nice of them to present that to us. So having said that, that wraps up the mayor's minute. Next is our consent docket. We have 2 items on there: approve the minutes of February 16th, 2016 City Council meeting, and approve the tentative agenda for the April 19th, 2016 meeting. Does anybody wish to pull it? If not, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Passes 5-0. Thank you. Next is the City of Oldsmar presentation of the proclamation for National Library, and I will go ahead and read that. National Library Week, where libraries create potential and possibilities within their communities, campuses, and schools, and whereas libraries level the playing field for all who seek information and access to knowledge, and whereas libraries continuously grow and evolve in how they provide for the needs of every member of their community, and whereas libraries and librarians open up a world of possibilities through innovative STEM programming, marker spaces, job-seeking resources, and the power of reading. And whereas librarians are trained, tech-savvy professionals providing technology, training, and access to downloadable content like ebooks. And whereas libraries support democracy and effort social change through their commitment to provide equitable access to information for all library users, regardless of race, ethnicity, creed, ability, sexual orientation, gender, identity, or socioeconomic status. And whereas libraries, librarians, library workers, and supporters across America are celebrating National Library Week. Now, therefore, I, Doug Beavis, Mayor of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, do hereby proclaim the week of April 10th through 16th, 2016 as National Library Week in the City of Oldsmar, and encourage all residents to visit the library this week to take advantage of their wonderful library resources. Unlimited possibilities are at your library. Dated this 5th day of April 2016, Doug Beavis, Mayor. I'm going to present that to Anthony Casal. And I'm sure you've been directed to say a few words of wisdom.
I was absolutely not directed to say a few words of wisdom, so
We're waiting for him.
you might be waiting a little bit. Well, no, we're very happy to receive the proclamation and have the honor to be the library for the city. I've been with the library for just under 3 years, and I've had a chance to meet a lot of the residents and members of the city that come in on a regular basis. I know a lot of people on a first-name basis. I know some of their personal lives and what they have going on, and it's just been a real honor to get to work with the community on that sort of one-on-one basis.
And what's your role at the library?
Well, until recently, I was in circulation, so I was the guy at the front desk that would check out the books to people, and but since the beginning of the year, I've been head of the children's department.
Great, great.
So it's been really exciting to now get to meet the parents and the kids and get to work with them one-on-one.
And their little brains, they're like sponges.
Oh, yeah, it's impressive.
Awesome, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next is a presentation from the Centennial Committee, and I'm not sure who's heading it up. Leo, I don't know if you are. Jerry? Jerry? Darlene?
There's about 4 of us that are going to speak. Jerry Antozzi, 509 Short Drive East, almost forgot my address. Chairman of the Centennial Dinner Dance Committee, and a member of the People's Centennial Task Force Committee. Magic was in the air Thursday, March 31st, and it was such an exciting time. We had vintage cars being escorted by the Sheriff's Department to Nielsen. The cars range from 1901 Curved Dash to the 2004 Laro, and they were on display for the guests when they came to the Centennial Dinner Dance at Nielsen. We had fantastic food by Amici's Catered Cuisine, music by the Bay Kings Band. We had over 180 guests attending, with 8 members of the Ariels family in attendance. And they came as far away as California, Michigan, and one couple was from Venice, Florida. Tom Rowe, one of the great-grandsons of Ariels, he also winters, or he has a house near us, and he drove his 1918 Rio, and it's an M-7 to the dinner dance. So that was very, very neat. After that exciting evening of dancing and a lot of fun, the next morning, I'll name who got up bright and early and met the Oldsmobile Club of Florida members. They were in town. And I don't know if I said the cars coming in for the dinner dance, it was because of Karen and Leo Stutzman coordinating all those owners of those cars to come in and bring them to the Centennial Dinner Dance. Really was a great touch and added a lot to the dinner dance. But the next morning we wanted to give back to them, so we gave a city tour. We had 2 Jolly Trolleys and Gabby McGee, Jerry Bieberlin, Dan Saraki, and I were there for the tour, and Bruce Haddock and Retha attended too. I don't know if he was checking on us to see if we were ready to go the next morning, but we were organized. And our first stop was Tampa Bay Downs. Margot Flynn did a fantastic job. She had 3 other tour guides ready for us too, so there were 4 of us, 4 of them, and all of us. There was at least 50 plus that went on that tour. And they discussed things that even I didn't know. And one thing, I'll bring a little trivia. You know, I always like trivia because Margot did ask us this question. We went up on the 2nd floor and you could see all the barns beyond the racetrack. So our question was, how many horses do you think are stabled at the racetrack during a day? Or in that particular day, which was Friday, there were going to be 100 horses involved in the races. So we all gave guesses and everything, but we didn't get close. There's usually over 1,400 horses stabled at Tampa Bay Downs during the day. I guess, I don't know every day, but it's over 1,400. And one thing, another trivia note is Tampa Bay Downs used to be called in 1926, when it started, the West Coast Jockey Club. So it has a lot of history. So they all had a great tour. Not only did we go to Tampa Bay Downs, we stopped at Nilsson, and we had Amy Reddick, if I say it right, and Will gave us a tour, and they split up our group, and you could see all the ways that they collect data on how we purchase things, how we watch things. Very, very fascinating. And some of the people on the tour with us, you could tell if they were in radio, they were asking a lot of questions on how they collected data as who was watching the radio station, or listening, not watching, the radio stations. So they did a nice tour for us. And then we took the scenic route and showed them the BMX down at the park, Mobley Preserve, the organic gardening. They stopped at the museum. So they left well informed of our beautiful city, and they had a good time. So I want to thank those, Jerry, Gabby, Dan, Bruce, for participating in that tour. That night, the Jolly Trolley was rented for a combination to partner with the Celebrate Oldsmar Days and Nights with the Chamber and the Oldsmobile Club. And we met the Jolly Trolley, I did about 4:30, went on the route twice. They said they had it down pat. And by the end, Benny was with us in the morning. By the afternoon, I was calling him Barry, but he said he had been called other names a lot worse, so he was okay. But no, he did a great job. And he, by the end, when I talked to him after 11 that night, he said he got a lot of nice compliments of us having the Jolly Trolley service that went between Ariel's Park and the auto show. So at this time, I didn't do this before, but Karen and Leo Stutzman had a big part in really bringing the Oldsmobile Club of Florida into our Centennial program for our events for the weekend. And I'd like Leo to come up right now, and I'd like to present him with Centennial coverlet.
Karen would have loved to have been here, but because of
Go ahead.
Karen would have loved to have been here, but because of previous schedule things, I had to fill in for her. She did 99.9% of the work. I came along and picked up loose pieces. There wasn't many for me to do. So, Jerry, were you finished?
Yeah, did you want to take a picture now or later? Do you have a phone, or do you want me to get it on? On yours is fine. I'll give you my phone. Okay. Do you want us to come out front like the mayor? Okay, let's go like the mayor.
Just make sure he doesn't photobomb.
No. Oh, wow, you're right in front of me. You might.
You're fine. Now you guys know how we feel.
Also, thanks to Leo for dropping off these bags. If you get a chance to look in it, it's a really nice gift. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Leo.
Before you start, Mayor,
Yeah.
in 1966, the grandstands burned down to the ground. In 1967, the barns burned down, and it was over 300 or 400 horses were burned up in there.
Oh, I remember the story, yeah. It's a shame.
We had just moved here.
Yep.
when that happened. Yep.
Is that your first run for mayor?
I knew I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, by the way, Margot has not got all the photographs that I had in my third book. She hasn't seen any of those photographs of the opening day.
Oh, wow.
So I'm taking her I'm taking Margot a book either tomorrow or the next day. I'm taking it out to her. I do have it now.
Yes.
Gina Rogers, volunteer coordinator, 411 Shore Drive East. Volunteer coordinator for the People's Centennial Task Force Committee. I just wanted to take a moment to publicly thank all of the volunteers that we have. We've had an overwhelming amount of volunteers that have come forth for the Centennial celebration. Before the first one, we needed 50 volunteers. Now I have 50 committed volunteers for each event that we have, so plus a lot more than that. So I just wanted to mention that.
Good, thank you. That's awesome. Awesome. Bigger and better. Next is the, oh, sorry.
Don't forget me, Mayor.
How could I forget you?
Oh, I know, because you caught on, right?
Yeah, caught on.
I'm Darlene Lazier, 1737 Split Fork Drive, also the vice chairperson for the Oldsmar Centennial Committee. Wanted to give you an update on some of the sponsors that we have, as well as the vendors. And one person is not here, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our upcoming event. First of all, we are excited about the variety of sponsors that have decided to participate and celebrate our 100th birthday. Right now, we're a little over 20, but that does not mean that there is not room for anyone else. We are currently still accepting sponsors. Does not matter if you have a small, medium, or large business. If you want to participate in a historical event, once in a lifetime opportunity, then the door is still open. And all you have to do is log onto our website at oldsmar100.com. And there's a variety of sponsorship levels from $100 to $5,000. And also we customize everything that we do. So that opportunity is still open. And we're excited about some of the promotional opportunities that we have. I'm just going to mention a few with Bright House, who have been doing wonderful advertisement for us. Newhouse Media, who's done the commercials for Bright House for us. We thank you so very much. I've gotten a lot of response from folks who have seen the Bright House commercials, so that's fabulous. Also, we have Destination Publications that do their e-blast. They're more of a e-commerce type magazine publications, and if you have not signed up to get that monthly publication, there's an opportunity to do that for them. Also, we like to thank Tampa Bay Times, who's come on now and have decided to partner up with us for the Centennial celebration. So we're excited about that. Also, I want to thank the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, because I love those guys. They are truly amazing, and I can always pick up the phone and call them, and they help me with everything that we need besides just partnering up with us. They're great help. So we're just looking forward to getting the word out there that this is the 100th birthday celebration of Oldsmar. And if you live in Oldsmar, if you work in Oldsmar, if you play in Oldsmar, and if you stay in Oldsmar, then you should be a part of this 100th birthday celebration. If not, that means that you have not caught on, and there is still time, okay? Also want to mention some of our vendors for the Fifth Friday events. We do have a lot of food vendors. There's still some spaces open for food vendors, but we would also like to have arts and crafts and business vendors. So there is an opportunity for you if you are a business and would like to promote your business at the Fifth Fridays, or if you are an arts and craft vendor, there is an opportunity for you as well. Again, Oldsmar100.com. Now, here comes the next line of excitement. Catch on. This Friday coming up, not this Friday, but the Friday, Fifth Friday in April, April 29th, is our Fifth Friday country dance party. If you love country music, we have opening Christy Bell's band. We also have the headline band, Soul Circus Cowboys. And if you haven't heard either one of those bands, they're really good, but if you had a chance to come out to the Oldsmar Days and Nights, the Soul Circus Cowboys did a fantastic job. So we're looking forward to them playing again for us for this Fifth Friday. Now, here's the catch. We have sponsoring the country dance party, Oldsmar's biggest, largest, grandest country dance club, and that is the Roundup of Tampa. And they're known for I think, over 1,000 participants in a line dance. We're going to have Oldsmar's largest line dance, sponsored by the Roundup, on April the 29th. So if you love country music, if you have cowboy boots, cowboy hat, cowboy skirt, whatever, if you like to line dance, this is going to be a fabulous time. That line dance is going to be during the intermission. It's going to last for maybe 15 to 20 minutes. So if you like the boot, scoot, and boogie, or if you just want to kick up your heels, or even if you just know how to say hee-haw, come on, because it's going to be a fabulous time. And that's going to be, again, Friday, April 29th. The event is from 5 to 10, and we have the 2 bands. A lot of food, a lot of fun, and catch on, because it's exciting. Thank you.
Thank you, Darlene.
Thank you, Darlene.
I gotta tell you, if you didn't get a chance to see Soul Circus Cowboys on Saturday night, they were absolutely incredible. Probably one of the best bands we've ever had. And nothing against Greg Billings and the Black Honkies, but what a quality act that they put on out there. So if you get a chance on April 29th, do that. Oh, got one more. Leo's back.
Is there still time?
Yeah, sure.
We haven't run out of time. We got another half an hour?
Yep.
Good. I'm Leo Stutzman. I'm from Brandon. Karen and I, my wife and I, were chosen or asked to be working with the Olds portion, bringing the cars in for this Centennial. And I, with your patience, I would like to report a little bit of some of the fun things that we did. We had chartered a bus on Wednesday, went up to Ocala. One of our club members, National Parts Depot, NPD, has over 250 cars in his collection, all the way from way back you might remember these, Jerry, the lantern.
What part, way back or?
The lantern headlights to a one-of-a-kind, all the way up to just a few of the newer ones that were used for special occasions. And then on, that was Wednesday evening, we had 67. Our headquarters was over here at the Holiday Inn Express. Very, very wonderful people to work with. Highly recommend them, and when we do it, if we ever do it again, that'll be our home base again. But Cindy was really good to work with. They opened up their dining hall there, let us use it. That's where we had a reception then with 67 people present for that on Wednesday night. Thursday, we had 35 people, did a caravan over to the Armed Forces Museum. Kind of felt like that was a good education for a lot of those from out of town. In fact, I think there was only about 4 of us that weren't from out of town that went to that. And very, very high recommendations or numbers from the people that went. Talked very highly of it. And of course, Thursday evening, we were part of Jerry's parade out there in the caravan. But then Friday, after the trolley closed down State Street, we had 53 Oldsmobiles, all the way from the city's 1901. We had a 1905. We had a 1915 brought down from Ohio. We had a 1918 Rio, a 1933 convertible rumble seat car. Had our Fiesta there, and you could go right on up, but we had 53 Oldsmobiles and 2 Rios. One was a truck. A local man had called him. He drove it over here to be a part of it. Ronnie Setzer from Tampa was a DJ. For all of those of you who were there, you saw his big jukebox, and he told me if Oldsmar ever has something going, he would definitely like to be a part of it. He didn't charge us anything for it. I saw him about a year ago at Dade City, I think it was, at a show, and was telling him about it, and he says, Leo, I want to be a part of that. Let me know when it is. I want to be a part of it. So if there's anything going, he'd like to be a part of it again. That was Friday afternoon. Of course, Saturday, we lined up for the parade, and we had a conference with the city officials. They would not turn that water off. So we called a parade. The man in front of me called a parade. But we took that lemon, squeezed it, and made lemonade. One of the fellows from Alabama went out and he bought a grill, he bought ribs, he bought chicken wings, hot dogs, they made chicken salad, people bought some coleslaw, and again, the Holiday Inn allowed him, I shouldn't say us because all I did was eat it, allowed him to set it up under the cover outside. He grilled that, and one thing about it, by having that rain, the people got to knowing each other much better than they would have otherwise. Had we been down at the parade field, we'd all been wandering around. This way, they got to meet each other. There was one couple there from Pennsylvania. It was their first experience at a meet like this. And they said they were very hesitant of coming because they thought they would feel they were be the outcast. But they told me they felt like they was one of the city, one of the group. They really enjoyed it. Looking forward to if we do it again. And
I think they sat with us at the ball.
Okay.
They did.
You met them then?
Very nice people.
Yes, young couple. Saturday night we had a banquet over across the street. We had 68 people there. We had a speaker who is with General Motors. He's with Oldsmobile till they closed up, and a regional manager. He's working with them as the Buick manager now, but he was very interesting, brought us up on a lot of the things that had happened at General Motors, and going from there. And I would like to thank everybody for allowing us to participate in it. There was one comment that I heard many, many times. Why doesn't Oldsmar have a Oldsmobile museum?
Are you going to help us? You're going to help us do that, aren't you?
We are going to help you do that. We've already got some cars that owners that said that they would put theirs in it, mine being one of them when I'm no longer able to drive it. There's a 1918 Rio, there's a 1918 Oldsmobile. There is, at this time, some 50 Oldsmobiles up in Lansing, Michigan. They have no room, completely restored. They have no room to display them because they are full. One fellow that was here from Texas says, Leo, I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I would like to donate, paraphernalia that I've collected over the last 50 years. Fellow from Ohio, he said, and I know he's been collecting ever since he came back to the Army in the late 40s. He specializes in 50s. In the 50 Oldsmobile, he says, Leo, I've got 3 different buildings with rooms full of paraphernalia. And both the Olds clubs, the National Antique Olds, as well as the Olds Club of America, have both committed themselves that they said that if and when you get ready to do something, they will help the financial part of it to bring the vehicles down from Lansing. And if I'm still capable, if you move fast enough, I'm still capable. I've got a trailer, a car trailer that I'd be more than glad to hook on and go up and bring down.
Good deal.
Again, thank you much for allowing us to be part of the 100th celebration.
Thank you, Leo. Thank you to your wife and yourself and all the group for everything that you did. And it was one of the worst things I had to do was call the parade. I don't think it's ever been called, but it was beginning to get unsafe with the lightning and the horses and the kids. And so we had to err on the side of caution. So thank you for all that you guys did.
Mayor, in 1998, we contacted General Motors and the Olds family in 1998 because we were building this down here as an Oldsmobile community because of R.E. Olds, Ransom Eli Olds. General Motors didn't know we were here and never heard of us. Olds family had never heard of us. Nobody knew that Ransom E. Olds had established this city in 1916. To me, that was totally amazing.
Yeah.
Now what's amazing about it is what we're discussing here tonight,
Yeah.
in just those few years.
Yep. It's awesome. City Attorney, anything?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Thank you. City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. The next item, authorize the city attorney to prepare an ordinance vacating Palmetto Circle adjacent to 3870 Tampa Road. This would actually be located on the southeast corner of Tampa Road and Pine Avenue. Just a little background, this is a portion of the circle. The rest of the circle was vacated in 1985. And in our research, we haven't come up with a good reason why this part was not vacated, but so be it, and that's why the item is here tonight. I don't really plan to go into a lot of details. If the council concurs and authorizes the city attorney to prepare the ordinance, then we'll have a full staff presentation at the first reading and a public hearing.
And that's the MRI Diagnostic Center or whatever it is that's on there? And
Right by that, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
That is it.
yeah,
that's it.
probably sitting on it, so.
Mayor, I asked Bruce, I said, Palmetto Circle? I've never heard of Palmetto Circle. Where's Palmetto Circle?
Right here,
It's under the building.
right there under the building.
Building that's there.
I never knew it was there.
And it's only an arc, it's really not a circle, so.
Well, it used to be a circle. One council gave it away and gave that arc away in what, 1983 or 82?
85.
85, they gave that part away. I never heard of the thing.
There you go, you got another book on the way. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion on this item?
No.
None? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 5-0, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item 6, consider request to waive special event fee for VIP Warriors Incorporated race. This event is scheduled for Memorial Day, May 28th, Monday, May 28th. The amount of the fee waiver is $1,930. If you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to respond to those.
Any questions? Dave's here, do you want to add anything to that?
It's actually Saturday, it's 28th.
Oh, yeah, I said Monday, didn't I? May 28th.
May 28th. Thank you. Any questions? If not, I need a motion.
So move.
Second?
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Yes.
Aye, 5-0, thank you. I know you need to run, yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You know, we've been moving forward to this, checking everything off the list, and it's coming together nicely. I did want to introduce the two people that are with me tonight. Carla Malone is the founder of VIP Warriors. She's the person that makes it all happen for the wounded warriors and the veterans. And also with us tonight is Fred Rismick. He's the world famous race director.
oh, very good. I believe, was Carla involved last year?
Yes.
Okay, I thought we met you last year, so thank you. And I know you need to dart, so, anything else, Bruce?
That's all I have.
Thank you. City Clerk, do you have anything?
I don't have it.
Thank you. City Council, first item, discussed establishing an Arts Advisory Council. I believe that was something that was brought up by Councilmember Beaverland, and it has been something that I think has been discussed. And if I recall correctly, I might be wrong, but I think it was even discussed at our workshop, or I can't recall. We did discuss an Arts Council, and I think at one
We
time.
discussed it when we were,
Was it?
when we were debating the murals.
Oh, the murals, that's what it was.
Kind of how the money was going to get used.
And we had talked about the fact that I think at one point, prior to the economy going south, that we did have kind of an arts person, somebody at least a little bit more. I think the intent of this is to make it a more art position as opposed to somebody. Am I somewhat correct in that?
No.
In the past, we had a employee who
Right.
worked in that, and we're working on next year's budget now, and it is going to include a part-time person
Okay.
in
Mayor,
this
let me-
job. But that's not, I don't think that's Mr. Beaverland's
Okay.
item.
Yep.
Let me tell you how important this is to the city of Oldsmar. We started this back in 1996, this Arts Committee, and we put it together, and it was going full bloom. I mean, it grew fast. We put the committee together. We had heavy hitters on it, like Dave Wallace. We had Linda Williams on it. We had other heavy hitters on it that, and when you put these people on it, they are movers and shakers, and that's what happened. We contracted with the University of South Florida. You know, they have at one time they had the most prestigious art graphic, they still might, the art graphic departments over there. Like Ruschenberger always had his graphics printed over there. Keith Haring had some of his over there. We had auctions. I know at one auction they auctioned off 5 of the paintings I had painted, and I thought I was a famous person there at one time because they were going for like $400 and $500. I thought I'd become a professional artist there, but then I realized it was just a charity thing. In fact, Jim Roniker bought 3 of them. I don't know why, but he did spend a lot of money. And Wanda and I had donated a lot of money to it. And it was building fast, and it was building good. And by the time, unfortunately, what you were talking about, we did hire a part-time. It wasn't because the economy went south that this fell apart. And I will say it this way, we had an employee of the city that tried to sabotage it, partly. And then when I was off council in 98, it got a little bit of politics in it. And by the time I came back as mayor in 2000, that's when the lady had gone and everything had went south. But we had programs, a monthly program and art showing in City Hall where you couldn't, back me up, where you couldn't walk in there were so many people. We served hors d'oeuvres, and we had the arts displayed by some really high-class artists. The University of South Florida came over here and displayed their art. And you could not walk in City Hall for the people that would come to those receptions. Now, let me tell you how important all that was. I know I have said this before, and everybody understands that we won in 1996. Bruce and I went to Cleveland, Ohio, for the United States Conference of Mayors. First part of that year, a person came to me and said, I can get you applications for the United States Conference of Mayors, even though the city of Oldsmar is not large enough to join the United States Conference of Mayors. And there were some people in City Hall who said, well, that'll never happen. I went to Bruce and I asked Bruce, can I use the Nick Stasko? He was the planning department. I said, can I use him for a while? And Bruce said, I'll go ahead. I don't think Bruce was too enthused or thought that we had too much of a chance for all this, but we put the program together. It was an incredible program that we sent to the United States Conference of Mayors. And then we got word that we were one of the finalists. And then we got word that we were the city chosen, most livable city in the United States of America under 100,000. And that's where we went, did we not?
That's right.
Now let me tell you what we did. The whole program that we sent them was our arts program. And that's what got this city to be one of the most livable cities in the United States Conference of Mayors. The president was there. The mayor of every large city in America was there. There was 800 people out there when they presented us with the little trophy that's in the city hall. It was all done because of that art program that we had. So I'm telling you, that's how important an art program can be for the city of Oldsmar. And what I'm requesting is that we have a workshop that we can get together, put our ideas together, build the thing slow. We should have built it a little slower back that time, or had a little more, not control of it, but a little more input. Because that can be one incredible benefit for the city of Oldsmar. And I would like to have a workshop that we can get this thing started. I've already got people like Dave Wallace, Linda Witt. I mean, these people are ready to come back in here and join with us and make this thing great again. Now, we'll probably never go back to the United States Conference of Mayors. You may be up there, Mayor, in 2018 if we get this thing right. Think about that.
Last year, will it? Oh.
Well, your last year.
Oh, 19, yeah.
That's what I would like. I would like a workshop to work this out. That's how important it is to me.
And I guess the question is, you obviously have participants, and would this be something I know you're going to the thing that I'm going to, the North County
Yes,
Arts Alliance.
we need to have.
I mean, I think it all needs to kind of be interwoven together.
You can bring that up to them and they can help us do this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that, and you envision this for Oldsmar, not as part of the Cultural Arts Alliance, but in conjunction with them.
In conjunction with that.
Okay.
It's, the same with Dunedin.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think we need to reinvent the wheel, and if there are other people that can help us,
They can do it.
structure this.
But we need to do it.
Right.
It was like in 1992, I made the motion to build Canal Park, and he doesn't remember that far back. But the mayor at that time, and 2 council members about fell off their seat. We can't build Canal Park. Oh, yeah, we can. I just made a motion. Do I have a second? And guess what we did?
Built Canal Park.
What did we do, Bruce?
Built Canal Park.
We built Canal Park. That's it, Mayor.
What input from the council? Because obviously
I think
this
it's
has
a
to be.
good idea. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
It's time to take action on it.
I think so.
I think last year, seems quick, but, putting, and we have done some artwork in the past when we did the murals out.
Into water?
Yeah, out there, and the murals that we're doing now over at Orioles. I think it's time for us to follow through and this isn't the forum for us to try to.
No. I'm just trying to get a consensus. I mean, a consensus of the
Yeah, I'm in
council.
favor of it.
Okay.
Well,
Dan?
I think that if we're gonna have a work session, I think it's important because with the new zip line coming in, we're gonna have a lot of people from around the state coming to our city. And we could do something in there with art to kind of improve that whole area. So a work session might.
Well, it's kind of sad now when we have arts in the city hall. I don't think we have a reception anymore, do we?
No.
I mean, it's just arts in City Hall and that's it. Before, every month, arts in City Hall, we packed that place.
Yeah. Gabby, thoughts?
I mean, I'd be curious to know who's going to be on the committee.
Sure.
And then I would assume that we'd have somebody from the city that's on that committee
Liaison,
as
I guess.
well.
Did you have that last year, anybody on the city that was kind of the liaison or no?
Well, there would be a staff person that, was supported the committee.
Okay.
I think we have a good one sitting right over here at the end of this,
I can only see her top of her head.
the one that's laughing and shaking her head up and down.
I think it's good. I mean, I think we want to do this slow and methodically and think about how we do this so that it succeeds and can carry on. But either you or I can bring it up at the Cultural Art Alliance
Oh,
on
you
Thursday.
do that, you're the mayor.
Whatever.
I'm not the mayor, you're the mayor.
Well, I know that, but.
Well, then you bring it up.
And then I think they, need to see what their thoughts are and get them involved in the workshop and ideas and storm brain about how this would work and what it would look like and what we're trying to accomplish and, have an objective actually, so I think that's what we need to do first and see what the participation and who else we can
That's a good
recruit,
idea.
so.
I mean, that's a good start.
Okay, I'll bring it up. Satisfied with that? Good? Okay. Next is discuss the Centennial Concert for October 1st, 2016, and who's going to address that, Dan?
Yes.
Okay.
Councilmember Saraki?
Mayor and council, I'd like to just give you guys a quick update. Our last event would be October 1st at Tampa Bay Downs, our Centennial Concert. And we working with a producer that wants to bring Steve Aguilera from Journey, the lead singer from Journey, Robbie Steinhardt, the lead singer, vocalist and singer from Kansas, John Cafferty, lead guitar and lead singer from the Beaver Brown Band, and we also have Joe Lynn Turner, lead singer from Deep Purple and Rainbow for the concert. These are all old 70s groups, Jerry, just so you know.
No, I go back to the 50s.
Oh, okay.
That's why he's telling you, it's rock and roll.
The lead singers that will be backed by Stormbringer, Doug Beavis and I went to a test concert up in Tarpon Springs a few weeks back and saw this, and it was a great show. The producer is looking for $50,000 for this concert, and I need some feedback from the city council of how you guys feel, what we would like to do on this particular project, and of course, Tom would be involved. There's two contracts that are involved, one from Tampa Bay Downs. Tampa Bay Downs is charging us $1 to use their facility. Because it's a centennial, they're basically donating that to us. But the most expense is from the actual bands and the setup of the stage, electricity.
Lighting and, yeah.
The lighting, and we, as a city, we can keep the ticket money, or the Centennial Task Force can keep the money, or the city of Oldsmar from ticket sales. So this will be a profit maker. The next thing I want to just put out there is that the Centennial Task Force has the capability of putting down the $20,000 deposit that the promoter is requesting. So we have that money available once the contracts can be reviewed and approved by Bruce and Tom. Is there any other comments?
What are you projecting for like ticket costs and how many tickets you plan on selling?
I don't know the exact amount of seats that are in that grandstand plus the general admission, but I'm looking at about 2,800 to 3,000 tickets there. We want to keep the cost low because this is a centennial event to bring people together for this concert in the city of Oldsmar. So we're looking at maybe a low cost of $25 or $30 for tickets. We do have 116 box seats that hold 8 seats per box. I don't know the cost of those yet. We haven't really detailed that down. I'd like to get some feedback on that, but we have waitress service through Tampa Bay Downs. They'll be taking care of all the food and the alcohol, everything, and waitress service. We do have box seats that we can sell, which can be a moneymaker for us too.
Well, this only happens every 100 years. Bruce and I will not be here for the next one. Y'all might. I'm all in favor of it. If you're going to put down the first 20,000?
The Centennial Task Force has the money from our sponsorships that I can put down the first 20,000.
So you're talking about?
I ran some numbers. We probably could come ahead here by $30,000 or $40,000.
So what were the numbers that you ran there? I mean, just so.
Just
understand.
20,
So when you
like-
say $50,000, that's what the capital outlay is, lock, stock, barrel.
There are going to be some extra costs, Eric. We have to, in the contract, it states that we have to feed the bands, the members, which we're looking at probably $500, maybe $600 with that. Probably some,
You have to provide them other refreshments too.
and then I'm sure the other
The whole rock and
refreshments.
roll thing.
Yeah, the other refreshments. And then,
Well, we would come back with a contract, obviously, that we would
Yes.
look at, and
Yes.
have those kinds of details. I guess my only point is just so that we do understand kind of the economics. The other question was, if you put down the deposit, what does that do to the operating account for the Centennial Committee, and are there other needs that they might have?
I do have enough money in my Centennial account as of today. I just got another $5,000 sponsor. I do have enough money to actually finance the rest of the Fifth Fridays. So I am in really good shape. And I review that with Bruce all the time, the money that's in that account. So I think he has an idea of what's going on there. So we are actually pretty honored that we have so many sponsors in the city of Oldsmar and the Tampa area that are supporting the People's Centennial. We are very fortunate.
Well, y'all did a good job. I guess it's up to us to kind of help you out.
All I can tell you is the last event, and I'm excited to get it over with. It's been a lot of work, Jerry.
Well, I'm in favor of it. I mean, we'll get more details.
There's one thing I need to share with you guys, though. There's one situation, I mentioned this to Bruce this week, and he wanted me to bring this up. The promoter wants to put, and Doug, you know about this, the promoter wants to put the stage on the blacktop in front of the rail for the racetrack. Margot doesn't want that. Margot wants the stage on the track. Basically, the promoter is saying that we have to build some kind of a platform. So that is probably the only other expense, to build that platform and then build the stage, the massive stage for the concert on top of that platform on the track.
Because you will do it the way Margot wants it.
Right.
Exactly. She made it real clear.
And to that point, Mark is doing a concert out there. I forget when it is exactly, but he's doing a test, and I think he's putting it on the track. The concern with the track is that it's that very soft horse, you know.
And it could rain.
And well, that and stability of the stage, getting it, you know, secure. So, Mike, I have just a couple questions. I like the idea. I guess my question is from the city's perspective and the money that we would outlay. Would the contract be structured so that, and this is a question, and I don't know what the answer is, that, you know, revenues generated would come back to reimburse the city, that basically we would be making a loan to the Centennial? Because obviously after October 1st, let's say you make $70,000, you know, you're not going to hold that for another 100 years. So, you know, would it reimburse the city, you know, for the expenses that we had, that we would basically be the backers?
Positively reimburse the city. My goal is to give the city of Oldsmar all the money back, whatever profit that we make, because I don't want any outlay of any funds from the citizens of Oldsmar. My goal is to try to make this a profit so that we can pay the Centennial Task Force and the Historical Society can pay back the city.
When would the rest of the funds be due, though, if you have to deposit, say, $20,000 now?
It says the first deposit is 20,000. It just says 50,000. It doesn't really say the date.
Because, I mean, potentially, Doug, we may
Payable
have to
before
loan
the
anything.
That's what I'm just saying, us as the backers
It
of.
says the balance is payable before the $30,000 is payable before the performance. And if we start selling tickets, let's say in 2 weeks or 3 weeks online, which we plan on doing everything online, and we start selling tickets, we probably can make enough money to pay them, pay it back. and
That's my
maybe
point, is
meet
let's
them.
just become kind of the backers of it, you know, to make sure that it's a good deal. But obviously, once this, you know, this is publicized, I assume that there'll be additional sponsorship opportunities to sponsor that particular event in addition to the ones you have, or no?
Yes, for example, the sponsorship that I got from Oldsmar Days this weekend, his whole goal was he wanted to have a front row, 2-box seats for the Centennial concert.
Okay, all right. So that's an opportunity to do that, and as you said, just to, but is that the intent for us to back it?
Yes, what I'm looking for tonight is a motion from the council to give conceptual approval to the
idea.
Yeah, to the October 1st concert. Councilmember Saraki pretty much covered all the details. There are a few things to add. The contracts would come back for the city council's consideration at a later date. The major one is with the promoter for the entertainment. That's $50,000, and the contracts will be between the other entities and the city. So that's why, you know, the council's involved. And then probably as of now, I'd say that we're looking at the cost is probably in the neighborhood of $60,000. Dan's mentioned some of the other things. He covered the major expense. There'll also be probably contracting with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office for off-duty personnel, maybe some private security. We may have to contract with AMR for a paramedic crew because it's in Hillsborough County. So there'll be some other things like that. And as Dan said, potentially the event will make money. So, you know, that would probably, certainly from a financial standpoint, be desirable. That's not the primary intent of having such an event. But anyway, so, you know, the city is the one who will be contracting with the other parties. So that's, you know, what's our role.
So I'll make a motion that will.
Sure, we're just looking,
kind of
like I
a
said, for conceptual approval, and
for the Centennial concert.
we'll work on the contracts and bring those back to you at a later date.
Motion in a second. I just want to add this too, and I know originally we had discussed, you know, because of the name of REO and REO Speedwagon, we did have some pretty extensive talks about bringing them in. And when we finally met with the promoter, it just didn't make financial sense to do it. Kevin, you know, would love to do it, but it was going to be on a Saturday. He wasn't willing to make his band not earn any money for the weekend, and to bring the whole band in would probably be about $100,000. The other component to that is, you know, they might play for 45 minutes or an hour. It's not really an event. It becomes, you know, with the 4 bands, you know, even if we can get maybe a headline or some of the local bands to open, make it a 6 or 7 hour event all day long. That works well for Margot and the track and what she's putting into it. It works for us for selling tickets. So, you know, to have a 45-minute concert and spend $100,000 on it didn't make a lot of sense. He did say, according to Mike, the promoter, that, if it got closer and he didn't have anything booked for the entire band, that he may consider coming and helping us out. That's obviously a topic for another day, but it would have been neat. But when we really sat down and thought about it, it didn't make sense. So we're bringing back music from when the Oldsmobile was around and the cars and the people that were driving those cars. So kind of a neat tie to do that. So we have a motion and a second, if no other discussion.
The only other comment that I would have is the obvious goal, and I recognize that we're taking on some financial risk, but the obvious goal when you guys sit down, try to make the tickets as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
We will.
I'd be even okay with a little more risk on our part, just to try to make the
I'd like to
tickets
see
more
them
affordable.
20 probably at the top, so you can.
So you'll pack it.
Yeah, I'd rather, I'm always of the Sam Walton theory. I'd rather sell more tickets and bring more people in there that are going
I'm
to spend
normally
money.
not of that way, but in this particular case.
I know you're not, but in things like this, where you want to get the people in there.
You're the guy that owns an airplane, an airline, right? You sell more tickets than.
Yep, yeah, then seats.
Available.
Yeah, that's me. Charge you for luggage.
And Margot even wants to work with us. There's that one parking lot when you come into the gate. She wants to make that VIP with valet service so that we can actually sell valet parking and, for the cars we parked off.
We're not going to have to park cars. I mean, we
No,
work this.
but I'm-
with Sam.
she's
Yeah, you're not
really-
volunteering. We did us for the beer tent. We're not volunteering.
He's really
Qualified for that, not
You're not
parking cars.
parking cars.
Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate your
Hold
support. I
on.
really appreciate it. Thank you.
One more piece of business. All in favor? Aye. 5-0. Next item is schedule the planning work conference, and what was the tentative date, Bruce?
May 20th.
May 20,
Friday, May 20th.
Good for me.
Friday, May 20. Good for me. What's your socials calendar look like there, Mr. Beaverland?
You wouldn't believe how my calendar is just
Oh,
filled
full,
up every day.
I'm sure.
Whatever.
Whatever, good. Everybody else, you? No?
I will not be able to attend. I'll be on vacation.
Okay. Everybody else? Ann? All the parties? Obviously, staff can be there.
There may be one incident that I may have a conflict, but I'm not sure right
Okay.
now.
You need a motion?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well, I didn't look at the date that I had
Well,
vacation.
oh,
Wait, for May 20th?
Yeah. I don't know that, I don't recall the date. I was firing up my phone to try to very quickly look. But it's already passed, so.
Well, I'm sure we could
you
probably.
you don't want a vacation at the Booker Creek Auditorium with the family?
I'll zip trip home from, Jamaica.
Is there any flexibility if he has not really
Well, it's
productive if,
certainly important that all 5 of you be there.
Right.
We can struggle along and get by without Tom.
yeah.
It won't be the
Aw.
same, but we could.
It's the only time he dresses casual.
Was there a backup date that you had?
We don't know.
What was the date again?
How
Bruce?
soon can you let us know?
Friday, May 20th,
I'll let you know
Friday,
as soon as my
at
phone warms up.
for the meetings over tonight, probably.
Well, we kind of already proved it, but we could amend it
what time is it, Bruce?
All day.
all day.
I know that
Don't put anything else.
8:30 or 3:30, I think.
And it's gonna be out at the,
Booker Creek Preserve, yeah.
The one where we can never find.
I know, you have to leave the city of Oldsmar to get there. Is that all right?
yeah.
You could Uber up there if you want. I don't even know if you know what that is.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
All right.
We all need.
Well, honestly, I don't, for whatever reason, don't have it in my calendar.
I mean, I don't have it, I'm flexible, so if we can find some other dates that.
But I will definitely know by within an hour of me getting home. Maybe even sooner.
Oh, when you talk to your wife?
Well, I have to go look at my,
Okay. Well, let us know. So far, that's.
yeah, I mean, that's the
We're
day.
fine. Okay. All right, next is council comments. Councilmember Beaverland. I've got you at the beginning and at the end, so.
Mayor, I think you made the right call Saturday.
It poured after.
At 11:30.
It was.
A parade takes two things.
You made the right call, Mayor,
Yeah,
Saturday.
it wasn't
I
fun,
mean, Because if you'd have went on the route, there was nobody out there
Yeah,
anyway.
a parade is a parade and spectators.
There was no
There was no
spectator.
spectator. We were throwing beads at ourselves.
But the Oldsmar Day thing, I think, was an incredible success all the way around. And everybody concerned should be congratulated, the Centennial Committee and the Chamber of Commerce and the council and everybody else. Now, I have one more thing that, please don't roll your eyeballs now, okay? But I know there's one person on this council that doesn't understand what I'm going to say. Now, the rest of you people out there, you may understand that. Who really understands the code enforcement? Does anybody understand code enforcement in the city? Do you really?
I'm pretty sure.
Do you think you do?
I think I do.
Okay, let me ask you this. There's a house here in town that's been boarded up with plywood for 8 years.
Yeah.
Why hasn't it been taken care of?
Define taken care of. Define taken care of. Are we finding it? I don't.
That's what I'm talking about.
The bungalow on Park Boulevard?
That's what I'm talking about. They don't know. We can't go on their land. Now, this is just one house.
The problem, Jerry, that they have, and I'll happy to let them speak for themselves, often is that the mortgage companies start moving around if they're abandoned. I mean, I have the same problem on our street, and I've talked to Rick and others about it, and it's just every time they get close to filing a lien, I think the ownership changes with the mortgage companies, and so
And I can tell you from a real estate perspective, that happens when you're trying to buy.
But it goes beyond that. It goes way beyond that. In the beginning, code enforcement, in fact, I told Bruce back in 1990, I was going to make the motion to do away with code enforcement. Because it was just, I didn't understand it then. And what Bruce did is that he rearranged the whole thing and took it out of the fire department and put it into the planning department, or the planning department. And kind of reorganize it a little bit. Now, Tom raised his hand, because he does. How many of y'all have read the codes? Have you read the codes? All of them?
I haven't read all of them, but I've read a lot of them.
I haven't read them all.
Well, I haven't read them all, okay. But I would like sometime to get together with all of us and with Tom and lay out just exactly what the code enforcement department is all about and what they really can enforce. We got houses out here that we're told we can't go on the land, but you look at the house, and the house has gone to pot. Over the swimming pool, the screen has gone to pot. I want to know why we can't control that, why we can't do something about it. And I don't mean to bring it up tonight for Tom to go into a discourse, because I know y'all want to get home and you want to find out whether you can have that date or not.
No, I'm in no hurry. Seriously.
So sometimes the code enforcement individual, and he does a great job, he doesn't know where to go. I got it.
Well, you know what? I would like Tom to comment kind of on, a synopsis of the process, because I actually do believe I understand the process for us to be able to
I
take
understand that
action.
process, but there's so much behind the process.
Right. I mean,
And that's the problem. I mean, the process is this, but what makes up the process? Okay, you've got a house out here that's a 2-story on stilts, people living downstairs. What's the process?
My assumption would be.
Oh, I can't go and check on it. Baloney.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Baloney.
You're talking about our code enforcement officer has said, I've not been able to validate whether that's in fact a violation.
That's right.
Okay.
And it goes on and on and on.
And we had the house on Lee, the blue house.
That's right.
Was being run as a, I don't know, brothel or whatever it was being run as. And, again, that was And even talking to the sheriff's department, you know, they had to have cause to be able, so they monitored to see if it was being used as a multifamily habitat or something. And, you know, I get that, there is a process. I would assume that things like pools and unsafe homes, that we have the right to go onto the property to secure it, right? Like pools and things like that are exposed. I know that's happening in my neighborhood.
I can tell you that you have a defensible position if it's a life safety issue and you're protecting life. But if it's to go on private property just to try to prove up your code enforcement case, it may be trespassing.
Right.
The way you need to do that pool situation that Jerry is mentioning is you, and it's in a fence in a backyard, you ask permission of the next door neighbor and you get on your ladder and you peer over that fence, you take a photograph of it. And then we have the evidence to move forward and prove up our case.
Okay, now that goes back to you. See, that's a process nobody talks about. But that is part of the process.
I would assume, you know, which might be a mistake, that our staff that monitors and facilitates that has some policies and procedures that they follow. I don't think they just drive around the neighborhood and go, well, somebody called about this, and, you know, I mean, I would assume that there is a process that exists.
I can give you a quick example. Today, email, neighbor, fence has fallen down. It's a rental property in East Lake Oaks. Neighbor took pictures of the fence, sent me the email with the pictures. I immediately turned it over to Rick just for an FYI, and I also gave it to my HOA management company. She immediately sent the owner a letter today. That's the process that we do.
Who sent it, the management company?
Management company sent the owner.
That's a little bit different in an HOA. Mine's the same way. When you get into the city where you don't have HOAs,
Right.
you know, that's a different.
I know a number of instances, but just one particular is where you go in the neighbor's yard and they've already contacted the code enforcement department, and the answer was, well, we can't go on their property. But all you have to do is just stand on this person's property and see it. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, that's a good point.
That's what I'm talking about. So everybody understands exactly what the process and what leads up to the different processes, so we know where we are.
I assume that that's something that happens on a case-by-case basis. I mean.
Yes. I mean, it can generalize, but, you know, if you have a particular property that you think is a violation, then, you know, we can find out what's going on there.
See, that's the case by case.
Right.
But there's a lot more.
So what would the process be? I complain, I have let's just say there's a house that's abandoned. What would the normal process be if, let's say nobody complained? I mean, when we're out in the area, I mean, do we look for that type of possible violation? Do we wait till somebody actually reports, I believe this is a violation, and think there might be some safety issues, it's an abandoned home? Or
Yeah, we see those ourselves, and for an abandoned property, usually the most obvious thing is grass or weeds. The yard's not kept.
Well, you got one almost across the street from you around the corner. That's been that way for years. Anyway, I would just like to have a meeting sometime so we could all get together and kind of map this thing out. So at least I would understand.
That's fair.
Yeah, and that's fair. And I think maybe, Tom, I know you're getting ready to say something, but I can't remember if it was on Fairfield or what it was, but there was a process that we went through similar to what you're talking about with the banks, and that house sat there dilapidated forever. But it was a process, but ultimately, we tore the house down, I think, right? Was that how?
We've done that
was it on
before.
Fairfield?
We have done that.
Huh?
Ironwood,
Was it?
I don't remember tearing down a house on Fairfield. There
Or it was
was
somewhere over in that general area.
one that we worked on for
Maybe, yeah.
over a year on Fairfield, was eventually purchased, and someone is in the process of rehabbing it.
They're doing that now.
Yeah, that was 302 or something.
And this only happened, really, it came about during the Great Recession, where it actually seems that there's properties not owned by anyone.
Right. I think that might have been the case. There was no mortgage, so you couldn't go after them. The family
But
member.
anyway, I mean, Mr. Trask can talk a little bit about that also.
Well, I mean, the normal process is if it's proactive enforcement, your code enforcement officer has found it, and he's the one that brings the case forward. Some cities don't want to be proactive, they want to be reactive. That's not Oldsmar, but a reactive is waiting for someone to call.
See, I don't
and complain.
And I think that's wrong.
Okay, and so it's really whatever the direction given to the code enforcement officer, but normally it's contact with the property owner.
You are driving me crazy with that pen.
Proactive.
You're doing your pen right into the speaker over the whole. Sorry.
The process is normally the code enforcement officer will talk to the property owner while he's there. If no one's there, put a door hanger there with a message to call back. If he gets no response, then basically a courtesy letter would be given to the property owner.
Well, that part I understand, Tom.
And then the notice of violation, and then statement of violation, the notice of hearing, and we actually try the case before the code enforcement board.
That part I understand. It's
Okay.
the part that doesn't fall into that category and get into that process, and it should get into that process. Yeah, so each one of us report something. I think we should. I mean, that's just me.
I think the problem though with that process is what we talked about, if the homes are abandoned or if they're in a state lawsuit or anything like even the house on Park Boulevard, leaving a message or a door hanger's not gonna cause any action. I mean, essentially it's probably gonna eventually just go to violation, and if somebody does get the chance to buy it, now they've gotta fix the liens or cover the liens and things that are on it, so.
So what I'm asking for is a possible work session sometime. I will bring it up again so we can all get together and so y'all can help me to understand it.
I think it's a good idea, and to some extent, you almost wonder if it can dovetail with some of the discussion and the workshop that we had on the permitting
It does.
process.
It
Absolutely, because it's kind of,
absolutely
it's under the
does.
same umbrella. And
Yes.
the
Yes.
ability,
I agree.
with potential software to make it transparent, you can track it, you can get reports on it, what do we really have out there? And,
I can tell you the house that I have in St. Pete is not an HOA, and within a week of not mowing my grass because it was raining, I wasn't down there, I had already had a letter in the mail saying I was gonna have a violation in like 5 days. So what do you think I did? I had someone mow it that very day or
Yeah.
the next day. So
An HOA, you said?
it's not an HOA.
No, so it was
I
a
mean,
city.
they probably, it's a larger city. I don't know how large their code enforcement board is, but they are on top of it. They have people driving around that check those things.
And this does fall underneath what
Oh, I
you're
agree.
talking about.
I think we talked about
so.
And this should be part of it.
I would agree.
I mean,
It may have come up at that workshop, even just kind of how they do kind of
Passing a
work.
little bit,
Yeah.
I'd be curious too, even just some of the codes. Like I remember reading one of the codes was you can't have pastel colored houses, in the city. Or I don't remember what area, maybe it's CRA, and it was like, we have like a lime green house right down the street from me, and I think it looks good. But I just think some of the things we might need to look at, what are really actual
good idea.
violations.
Yeah,
So that way the code, since we only have one, can focus
I think we.
on those key things when they're out kind of
I
monitoring.
think we have a consensus. I think it's good to have an understanding of it for sure. And similar to the permitting, it's clear that we're not all clear on what's clear.
And Mayor, I have a lot of room over here. It's kind of strange having all this room over here and no little room over there.
That's why he left office and ran for that seat.
Oh, because it's bigger?
But it's so nice not have a camera behind me now so everybody can see the back of my head.
Oh, great. Great.
Anyway,
Reflection.
thank you all for who you are.
All right. Councilmember McGee.
I don't have anything. I just wanted to reiterate, great job to everyone that helped pull off the parades, the Centennial, the dinner dance. I was under the weather. I wasn't able to make that. And to Jerry Custon and Jerry Antozzi, and she's just always so involved, doing so much. And then she's thanking me for everything I'm doing after. And I'm like, you organized everything. I'm just here to give the tour, so she does an amazing job, and we're so lucky to have her. I won't be able to make it to the concert on the 29th because it's Cisco's quarter end. So I do have some cowboy boots. I'm a little disappointed Matt won't be there though.
Were you being Tahiti or something?
No, I will actually be at the office working till probably 2 a.m.
Oh,
That's how our quarter ends go. So
Let's see some of those
We'll save
selfies.
Tahiti
Let's
for
see
the
those
summer.
selfies, yeah.
Just so you're not trying to back off a cliff.
Yes?
that's it.
Councilmember Saraki?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want a couple of quick things. Really enjoyed the trolley. I know you brought that up, but that was really cool having that. I've heard a lot of feedback that people want to see that again in Oldsmar at a different date, maybe at another event, but everyone loved the trolley. I hope you guys like the idea of the parade on September 3rd. The Centennial Task Force is planning on paying for the fireworks for Friday night. Then Saturday morning, we'd have the parade. And then that Saturday night, the city of Oldsmar is having Celebrate Oldsmar with fireworks also. So that would be the celebration of our centennial that weekend. If you guys like that, I think Jerry Custon also likes that date. So let's work on that together.
Dan, I wouldn't mind having the fireworks for the concert on October 1st.
We were going to, Gabby, but Margot said, she cut it out. We were going to do that. And she said because of the insurance with the fire that he just mentioned in the 66 or
I
something.
could see
For
the
their
horse would be
insurance,
freaking
does-
out.
The horses would be.
They'd be freaking out.
And then, like Jerry said, I'm just very honored to have all those Centennial volunteers. They're just a great team, and I'm really thankful for all they do. And Jerry did a great job at that dinner. It was a wonderful evening for all of us, and it was just a good night, and it was a good weekend for all the volunteers, and I thank you all. And then the last thing is I want to thank the council and the mayor and Bruce and Tom for your help with the last event, the Centennial Concert. I really want to have that to be a successful event to end our centennial, and I just want to thank you. That's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Vice Mayor Saido?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just have a few comments, and it kind of is an echo of what everyone else has been saying. The Centennial Dance, I was so disappointed I ended up having to work because of the acquisition that we're doing, and worked late, and so I was unable to attend. I heard the event was terrific from everybody who went. I heard about it all weekend long, which only made it worse that I could not attend, but congratulations to the Centennial Committee, and I continue to be impressed and amazed at the things that our volunteers do and the leadership. Dan, you've done a great job with that in your committee, and so outstanding. And we need to make up like Centennial in one or something. Just come up with more events. A lot of fun. Oldsmar Days, what a great event. The weather rained on our parade, literally. I do agree with everyone else. It was the right choice. We can get over a parade being rained out. You can never forgive yourself if someone got hurt or a child got struck by lightning. That you never forgive yourself for. So it's a tough call. It was the right call. And all the volunteers who worked out at Oldsmar Days and the chamber, the job that they do putting that on. And I also want to thank those on the council who could make it, and Ann for coming out. I'm working. It was a long day.
Was working it.
It was a long day, and everybody worked real hard, and Linda came out. And it's kind of, she signed up for it right away on her way out of office, and she was there, and so it was a good showing. I think our citizens like seeing us out there. I think that, it's just easier for them to talk to us because you always hear
We're
about
approachable.
this or that or something else,
Especially when you make pyramids.
And then I was just going to say, if you missed the pyramid, I heard, I don't know if it's true, that there's a future pyramid with our newest council member on top. I don't want to start a rumor.
The fifth one. We might have to stand him on a ladder behind it.
You know what? There's a circus in town, and that's all I'm going to say. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That's the end of my comments.
I don't have a lot. I might want to just ask maybe if the city clerk could remove all clickable pens from Councilmember Beagram's drawer. You were driving me absolutely bonkers with that thing. Click, 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 click. And I'm normally the one. So if we could do that or put rubber in them or something, I don't know. But again, kudos to everybody. It's been said it was a great event. Glad to be a part of it. And the fifth Friday, I'm looking forward to that. I have a mayor's council meeting tomorrow, and this came up a couple of meetings ago from Mayor Kreisman, and then at the subsequent meeting that I wasn't able to attend that Linda went to, Sheriff Gualtieri came, and the request was to see if there was a consensus, because this would then go to the county, if there was a consensus from the mayors of Pinellas County about liquor sales on Sunday specifically, and to it came up because, as we all know, on Sunday, if you're going out, and in this particular case, Mayor Kreisman was taking his family out boating and going to buy, all the stuff in the morning, as you're a boater, and you're trying to prepare and you want to get out and launch by 8 or 9 o'clock, and you can buy all your everythings, but you can't get beer, and we all know that people like to go out and have beer and things like that, and it's not about so much the consumption of the alcohol, it is the accessibility to it. And so we talked a little bit about that and the ability for, like, how I talked to some people about how restaurants do it and how some of these, like Rumba and Salt Rock and all those, and they get away and they can start their brunch at 9:30, 10 o'clock because the stuff that they give, the Bloody Marys and all that, are free. So that's how they get away from selling liquor. And so we had Sheriff Gualtieri come, and believe it or not, he was very supportive of a uniform policy in Pinellas County, so that he goes, it's not going to make anybody drink. If people are going to drink, they're going to drink, whether they drink at home or they drink wherever they go. He goes, but from an enforcement standpoint, it makes it much, much easier for Pinellas County to be able to enforce a policy that's uniform throughout, the county. And so from that perspective, he didn't see it putting more people on the road than that. It's really about him being able to enforce it in different municipalities or whatever we wanted to do. So I don't know what the council's thought is. I have a mayor council meeting tomorrow. I don't know if that's something that we as a council don't support. I don't even know if it's going to come up tomorrow, but I don't know what our thought is on that. And I agree with the sheriff that, something that makes it, I don't know if you want to comment on it. I don't know if Cindy has any thoughts on it, but from an enforcement standpoint, that was his biggest thing. And he was all in favor of it. He goes, it's not going to change what people's habits are. So I don't know if
We should support the mayor. I support the sheriff. Yeah.
I
Whatever
mean,
you want.
I'll confirm that that is the direction that
Yeah, I wouldn't, I would agree. I mean, put faith in the sheriff, and, if he has a recommendation or a suggestion, I would be supportive of it.
Sure.
As it relates to beer and that kind of stuff, I mean, when I go out boating on Sunday, of course, I never touch the stuff, but I have friends who come over sometimes, and therefore I buy it on Saturday.
Right. But sometimes we don't have the.
No, I understand.
But I've never been over. No, but at any rate, and I think what they are looking for, as I'm looking for now, is a consensus from us, but then they're looking for a consensus from all the mayors in Pinellas County, and then it would go to the county commission for a vote. So it's really just one step in a several step process, but okay, sounds like that we're in it. And I'll confirm that the sheriff that was the stance, so if it comes up tomorrow. I don't have anything else. Bruce, Tom, do you have anything?
No, thank you.
No?
I'm good on the states.
Oh, you're good, good. Right, no adjustments
I just remembered them.
No adjustments to the motion, so very good. Ann, you have anything? Kathy, anything? Anybody else? Meeting adjourned.